good morning. Good morning. Good to have you guys. Good morning. Good to have you guys. Good morning. Good to have you guys. So the idea is that I will shoot straight like I started doing yesterday. Not necessary point of waiting for so long, because yesterday and all the days before that we struggled to use 30 minutes, and I do not want to exceed 30 minutes. I want to use 30 minutes to pass the information or the message that I need to pass across to you, whatever wisdom that I want to pass across to you. I want to do it in 30 minutes. I don't want live sessions to go for very long. I just want to go straight to the point. Okay, so today I am going to be talking about why does money fly? Why money fly? Why money flies? Why this thing called money? How does it just disappear? People will say it was as if it grew wings and it flew away. Peter Bless, you're welcome. Peter Bless, you're welcome. You are the first person to join today, so you're good. You're welcome. So today we are talking about why money fly. Why does money fly? Why does money fly? Why does money grow wings and then it takes flight? Why does that happen? Okay, all right. So, but before I continue, let me do a quick recap on yesterday. Yesterday we discussed about and what is this nonsense called branding? I like that title. I wonder where I got that title from, because I just said branding. Okay, and what is this nonsense called branding? That's what we discussed yesterday. That was what we discussed yesterday. That was what we discussed yesterday. And I explained to you the origin of branding, that the word branding didn't mean something good at the beginning. It just usually, I mean, of course, it literally is not good, you know, but what it means is to show ownership or to show who a person belongs to. So in those days, they will use hot iron to brand slaves. Sometimes in their forehead, sometimes in their cheekbone, sometimes somewhere very, very obvious, sometimes on their chest. Okay, so now what that does is that as the person is coming from afar, they can tell who the person belongs to and on what plantation the person works. Okay, and I told you that gradually things began to change. Things began to change gradually, because it now happened that it began to mean very nice things. And then if you check the graph of use for the word branding or brand, it's gone up in the last 40 years, way up, and it keeps going up. Okay, all right, that's to tell you that some set of new people have started to use the word branding. Okay, now, and I explained to you that the reason that you do branding is not so far-fetched. Okay, and I explained to you that it's always about numbers. It's always about people numbers. When it comes to money, it's always about people. It's always about numbers. How many people knows you? How many people knows what you are doing? How many people like you? How many people are you serving? How many people see you as somebody who has integrity? How many people like your services? How many people? How many? Number. Many means, many is a function of number. People is a function of persons, human beings. Okay. All right. So now I explained that this nonsense that is called branding is your way of helping human perception. I explained to you that human beings generally have become people who have a low sense of perception. Now, ordinarily, you should enter somewhere and then everybody should be able to know the kind of person that you are, because they can perceive your energy and they can perceive you to either be somebody they want to do business with or not, just from their gut. But people are lazy now. People no longer listen to that being, and people rely on their natural senses to help them decide whether you are good to go with them or not. Okay, and I explained to you that if you limit yourself to the intelligent folks, you will not make a lot of money, because over 90% of your population are not cerebral in the terms of they are superficial. I also explained to you that things that are on the surface, they are cheap. If you need anything that is valuable, it has to be under the surface, beneath surface, okay. there's a saying that says men of gold are not always dressed in gold. You know, for example, if you look at a person who is worth a lot, you may not see him looking like he's worth a lot. Okay, so it is when you dig underneath that you begin to see the kind of value that person has amassed. So I explained to you that why you do branding is because you want to help people know who you are very easily. Very easily. So I told you that your first task would be to know who you are. I remember when I was telling you about who will make this money, when we are doing who will make money, I made mention of that. I even gave tasks for that, so that you can know yourself, because it is in knowing yourself that allows you to determine what kind of easy ways do you use to express yourself or to represent yourself. Okay, so you can now begin to distill everything that is about you, everything, your passion, your commitment, what makes you sleep, what can get you to sleep, what makes you fulfilled, what tampers with your peace, like this thing, if I don't do it, I can't even find peace. And then what you do right now, what you enjoy doing, what you want people to know you to do, the things that you want to have done in several years to come, or by the end of your life, as you were, you know, you sum all of these things up. You sum all of these things up, that is who you are. You sum all of these things up, and when you sum all of these things up, you will now try to distill this very big thing. You now try to distill it into easy things to use to represent yourself. If you look at my logo is an eagle. Okay, OA is the head of an eagle, even though it's a vector design thingy, but you know, invariably you can tell that that's an eagle. Now, I realized that everything that I've thought about myself, that I believe very strongly about myself, and that I put work into, can be found in the eagle. That's why I'm using the eagle. Okay, for vision, for flight, for approach to storm, for approach to difficulties. My approach to difficulties is to rise above it, to be the bigger person and all of that and things like that. Okay, yeah. So because of sight, insight, and foresight, I like the eagle's vision, the youthfulness of the eagle, the unorthodox approach with which the eagle trains is the eaglet, you know, and things like that, you know. So I feel that the eagle is a bird that is calmly crazy, and so I am representing myself with all of that. With eagle, do you understand? Okay, and then I use gold because I need to represent value. Okay, all right. So point is, you can now find a way to distill everything that is you into a particular thing. First, like your name. So if they say Oluayola, so who do you think what comes to your mind when they say Oluayola, or what do I want to come to people's mind when my name is mentioned? Those are the things that I distill in my branding, the way I carry myself, the things that I say, where I am found, what I do, projects that I love, projects that I'm investing in, and the things that I am doing generally across boards, whether in the religious gathering or whether it's just anywhere, whether it's just when I'm among people. Okay, so you realize that you will first have to understand who you are vis-a-vis all of these things that I have mentioned, and then you begin to distill this thing into what you call branding quantities. When I mean branding quantities, I mean things that you use for your branding. Okay, so now your logo will now represent you, your name will represent you, or the way that people know you by represents you, what you say represents you, how you say represents you, how much you put yourself out there represents you, the companies and organizations and projects and tasks that you engage with will begin to represent you, and invariably you can stand out so that the majority who do not have so much focus of power to identify who a person is can know you very easily. That's the whole essence of branding. The branding is so that people, general populace, people who do not have all the big skills and things like that, so that they can see you and identify you for who you know you are. Okay, so that's what I taught us yesterday. So today I want to talk about why money flies. Why does money fly? What's this thing? Why is it like money? You say it's never enough. Do you remember there was time that this joke was going on about in this Lagos, so just don't go out, because if you just go like this, that's debit alert. If you just go like this, that's debit alert. So just stay indoors, just stay indoors, just stay indoors, just stay indoors. Okay, because people are afraid that they will lose money. People are afraid that money money will just fly. Okay, so now this thing is true. Money does fly. The question now is, why does money fly? Why does money fly? We all can agree that money flies. Money flies. Whether you leave it in your account or you don't leave it in your account, I told you, it will keep flowing. It will keep going. It's either it's coming or it's going, depending on where you kept the money. But the point is, money is never static. Money is never static. Maybe I have not decided to do any particular research about it, but it could as well be that is why money is called currency. Maybe that's why money is called currency. Maybe that's why money is called currency, because it's like current. It flows, you know, that kind of a thing. Yeah, so it's like current, it flows. So your idea here is to understand that you cannot do anything about money flowing. That's why it's called cash flow. So you can't do anything about money flying. Absolutely nothing that you can do about money flying. Money has to fly. Money has wings and it has to fly. So the first reason that money flies is because that is who money is. Money has to fly. That's the first reason that money fly. That's the first reason that money fly. Money flies first of all because that is who money is. That is what money does. Money flies. Okay, money does a lot of other things too. Money talks, but let's just focus on the fact that money flies today, and let me explain what I want you to know, what I want you to get today with these things. Okay, so money flies because that is who money is. That's who money is. Money flies. Money just flies. Good. Now, someone will now say, okay, can I tie money down? Can I tie money down? Can I tie money down? I've explained to you that it is bad saying for a person who says I want to tie money down. That's a bad saying. That's like caging a lion. Do you understand? You can cage a lion and then people can come around to look at the lion and then maybe give you stipends, okay? But you know that is bad for the lion. That is why when you go to places like Ethiopia or Kenya or some part of South Africa, what you see them in wide range. You see them in their natural habitat. That is when you truly can appreciate. That's when they look healthy. So you must stop saying things like tie money down. In fact, I even told you that you stop saying things like saving money. It's good to save money. It's not the bad to save money. But when you save money, it has to be because you are trying to reach a certain figure with which you need to do something. And that thing has to be an investment. Okay, so the idea has to be that when you say you are saving money, is because you are putting money together because you want to attain certain volume so that you can do a particular investment. That's the completion of that statement. Okay, when banks encourage you to save, they are not saying you should come and save because of yourself. They can use several marketing to convince you that you should save. However, when you save, they don't just keep your money there, they use your money, which means that it is good to save, but it is more sensible for you to use your money. People save because they prefer security to freedom, so they want to have a feeling that they have some money somewhere. All right, but that is low level. I explained that to you. That is low level. Okay, a good place to start. A good place to start is the place where you have things that you are using your money to do that brings in more money, in the form of business, in the form of improving your brand, in the form of selling, in the form of trading stuff. Whatever it is that you're doing with your money that brings your money is the best thing for you to do with money. Okay, so forget about being afraid that if you don't save, look, anything can happen. God forbid that anything bad happens. The money that you save may not even be able to help you. All right, because people who have enough money and they save, people who have enough money and put their money in fixed deposits may not have to bother. And meanwhile, I want to show you something. Something that I read a long time ago and I have never ever forgotten. You remember when I was telling you about the game, about money, the game of capacity? Do you remember? Do you remember when I was telling you about money, game of capacity? Okay, I stopped the story. I stopped that parable somewhere midline. All right, I stopped that parable somewhere midline. And one of the things I did not say is that when the master came back, the guy who had 5 had already made extra 5, and then the guy who had 2 had already made extra 2. The guy who had 1 came back just with only 1. Came back with just only 1. And the master was like, are you silly? Are you silly or something? 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 How can I give you 1 talent of silver and then you just come back now and say, oh, this is it back? Shouldn't, at very worst, should you not have given it to the bank? When he say give it to the bank, what he's saying is that shouldn't you have put it on fixed deposit and have compounded interest on it? So the whole idea of banking, when you use the word banking, what it should be is that you are giving a particular organization your money to give you high returns on it. However, what you have now is that bank no longer give any particularly interesting thing on savings, and they won't collect small money if you want to do fixed deposit with them. So if you are going to do fixed deposit compound interest with them, you have to have a lot of money. How do you get a lot of money? From your salary or from your investment? From your major investment. Okay? So what I wanted to show you there is that banking, as per putting your money in fixed deposit, is what the master considers as the lowest form of investment. Fixed deposit is what the master considers as the lowest form of investment. Like, oh, so I'm stupid, oh, and I don't know what to do with money, oh, and I cannot think, oh, and I'm lazy, oh, and in fact, oh, I don't believe in myself, I know that I'm going to fail, and things like that, and like that, then I should put money in fixed deposit. However, do you know anybody is going to give you $244,000 today so that you can go and put in fixed deposit? Because that was even a parable. Usually, it is very unlikely that the person will give you the kind of money that you can now go and fix. You are the one who will have to make that kind of money. And to make that kind of money, it means that you must have either of several things: good skills and then good investment skills. Either way, it is investment. And some K13. And some K13. 13 from February 13. You're welcome. Good to have you. Good to have you. Good to have you. Your first time today. Alright. You're welcome. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome, sir. Okay. So I was telling you that the lowest form of investment, the lowest form of what you can do with money, according to the parable in the Bible, according to that parable, is fixed deposit that gives you compounding interest. That is the lowest. You this guy. Let's even assume that you are afraid of me, and you now thought that I'm very unreasonable. You should have, Kokuma, if you can't do business, if you can't trade, if you can't do anything, you should have put my money in fixed deposit so that I can have huge returns on the money when I come back. How can I give you 1 talent of silver and then you come back with the same 1 talent of silver? Okay? Now I am going to show you something. Instead of saying other servants were profitable, the master called them faithful. Which means that the way that you show that you are faithful, either to yourself or to anything or to anybody, is to put profit on that thing, is to make profit on that thing. Faithfulness means being profitable. There is no way that a person can be profitable and not be faithful, as it were. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, so that is very, very, very key. All right, and I just wanted you to see there. So when people say money flies, let me tell you, money will definitely fly. The question now is, what is the money going to fly with? Or where is the money going to fly to? Okay? Now, you can't stop money from flying. I have explained that to you. That, first of all, the concept of having money is an illusion. I explained that to you yesterday. That the concept of having money is an illusion. And I also explained to you that when you say a person has money, I explained to you yesterday that when you say a person has money, what you're saying that the person has is the person has custody of huge number of digits, custody of decision. For example, if you had 1 billion in your account, those digits does not belong to you. Those digits don't belong to anybody. There's been 1, 2, 3 before we even knew how to count. Okay? Before you knew 1 to be 1, 1 was already 1. You are the one who came to the party late and then find out that, okay, this is 1 and this is 2. So if you have digits in your account which represent some sort of value, you may think you own them. What you actually own is your ability to decide what it does. Okay, because if you leave it and you don't decide, somebody else will use it, and you still see some fake representation on your own phone. Just like the way the banks use your money. The money that the bank will not use, for example, is the money that you are using by yourself. If you keep money in the bank, somebody is using it. Definitely. Definitely. So what you see, or what you call having money, is custody of decision. The size of your custody. Now that means whether you are called rich or you are called poor. For example, if you cannot be in custody of $1, I'm kissing $100, $1 daily, what bank says that you are poor? Okay, God forbid that you are poor. All right. So I wanted to show you today. That what you should focus on with money is giving money purpose. So what is your money going to fly with? What information will your money fly with, and where will your money go? You can't stop money from flying, but you can equip the money with information, and then you can equip the money with purpose, so that the money can go somewhere and do some stuff for you. And I am doing this for 9 days life challenge because I intentionally want to I don't want to use the word attack, but I intentionally want to intercept some mindset. I want to stop some mindset, because this thing that you call money is always a mind thing. Always a mind thing. Always a mind thing. That is why people who have success, one form or the other, can always replicate success, even if you collect everything from them. My friend a long time ago was living in Oshobo, and then he gave out all his belongings, and then in a few months he had double of what he had in Oshobo, and then he did it again, and then he did it again. So it means that you need to realize that money is not something that you own. Money is in your mind. Money is your mind. Okay? Productivity is in your mind. Replication is in your mind. Multiplication is in your mind. All of these things are in your mind. Which means that if you are to collect everything that Dangote had today, let's assume that Dangote made a serious mistake and lost everything, and you are here. You also made small mistake and you also lost everything. Okay? Dangote's mistake is bigger than your mistake. Okay? Right? Which means that you will think that therefore Dangote should be punished more than you. Especially when they look at you that you have not even made any mistake before. Look at you, you are just here. And all of you now stand in front of World Bank, and you want to pitch the same idea. But you didn't know you have the same idea. But you want to pitch the same idea. And it's you and Dangote. And you both have the same level of information on that idea. Okay? And so you pitched first, and then Dangote pitched. Or Dangote pitched first, and then you pitched. Okay? Now, they are going to give you, anybody who wins the pitch, are going to give the person $40 million. Okay? It's a grant, and it's going to be free. And here are you and Dangote, pitching the same idea with the same level of confidence, with the same level of knowledge, with the same level of information. Okay? The only thing that is different is that he has made bigger mistakes than you have made. Who do you think is going to get the money? Who do you think is going to get the money? Dangote, of course. Dangote, of course. Not you, but Dangote. Why? 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 Because he has applied himself, because he has shown up all his life, because he has done that, because he now has become. Okay? So the goal here is that I am trying to show you. I'm trying to show you that what you should do is to make sure that your money has purpose. That's what you should do. That's what you should do. What you should do is to make sure that your money has purpose. You have to make sure that your money knows what your money is doing. You have to know that you are always, your money is not lying around aimlessly and not knowing what to do. I told you that money is a restless servant that has a lot of energy and can do almost anything. Okay? If you don't take it serious and you don't give it purpose, it goes to the person who gives you purpose. It's like having I don't know, having maybe an housekeeper, and then you don't send the housekeeper on anything. Do you know that and your housekeeper will just sit in front of the house every day, not do anything? Do you know that it won't be long before your neighbors start to help you send your housekeeper on there and say, hey, Wos, Jowa, that means please come. Please go and quickly help me buy sugar there. Maybe you cannot do anything. Your own master does not know how to send you on errand. That's what happens when people keep money in the bank and they think that the money is yours. The money is theirs. No, the money that you send on errand is the one that is yours. Alright? The money that you give purpose is the money that is yours. Have you ever wondered how people who have addiction always find money to further addiction? Have you ever wondered? Have you ever wondered why somebody who is given to drugs always found money to do drugs? No matter what. Have you ever found out that when you need money for something, the money always comes? Do you remember when I explained to you the concept of provision, about how pro means for, and then vision means vision, you know, having something in mind, having need to do something or to achieve something. And then provision means for that thing which you want to achieve, for that thing, which means that the word that you call provision, which also can mean money, always means that money is for something. Okay, so remember I told you that money is for other people, for reasons of other people. Okay, so money is always for something. Money is always for something. Money is always presenting itself for something. So if you find the money in your hand and it is not presented for something, the money is going to follow anything. Any money that is not presented for something will follow anything. And when you start having money that follows anything, you are becoming poor. That's why poor people are poor, because their money follows anything. Their money lacks purpose. That is why some of those people have remained poor. It's not rocket science in any way or form. It is not rocket science in any way or form. It's not rocket science in any way or form. What you must realize here is that as long as and you know, this thing looks cliche. It looks like cliche. It looks like okay, it's true. No. Look, if you do not get serious with your life, truly, I mean, for Jesus, if you do not begin to look, do you remember when I was telling you about how what makes a person rich is debit alert and not credit alert? Very good. When I told you that you should take your savings account and look at how many things in your spending is spent towards influencing other people to credit you. That the best way to spend money is to make sure you are spending the money so that you are influencing other people's decision to credit you. That even if a person were to owe you money, the money is still not your money, because you absolutely cannot determine whether the person pays you back or not. So dead the idea of entitlement. What you can do, what you should do, what you should focus on is your debit alert, which you are in total control of. You can decide what your money does or where your money goes. Any money that does not have purpose is poor. That's poverty. That's like writing a letter to poverty. And any money that you spend in such a way that it is not going to influence other people to credit you or give you more money, either because of service or whether because of gift, whatever reasons, even if it's to loan. Not everybody will get the idea. Not everybody will loan. Not everybody will get loan. Even loan, as people think loan is a bad thing, okay, so it's a good thing, especially if you use it to do something like a business. You get what I'm trying to say, all right? But even that, not everybody will get loan. Why? Why will some people not get loan and some people get loan? Because some people are not credible, okay? So it's not even a function of the fact that it's just there and let all of us go and collect it. So whatever form of credit alert that you're going to get, you have to make sure that you have been doing your debit alert in such a way that they influence other people, organizations, to credit you, either because they are buying something from you, or because they want to give you money as a gift, or because they want to loan you because of your credibility money. Okay, when somebody loans you money, the person is asking you to help them make more money because you're going to pay them in interest. Okay, you don't give that to just any Tom, Dick, and Harry. All right, so you cannot stop money from flying, but you can tell money where to fly to and what to do there. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? All right, thank you very much. It's been awesome being with you guys today. I enjoyed myself. I like the fact that I'm almost within time. When you start me, more than 30 minutes, plenty like that. Thank you guys. Mr. Bless, you're welcome. Ashon K, you're welcome. We don't have all of our regular people here today, but it's okay. We fire on. Tomorrow again, we show up. You know now. We always have to show up, because that's how we succeed. That's how we succeed. Being present, being there, being is how we succeed. Samavad, good to have you. Good to have you. Samavad, good to have you. Samavad, change my picture in that flyer. Samavad, change my picture in that flyer. Check your WhatsApp. I sent you some pictures. Good to have you guys. Thank you so much. I'm particularly invested in your success. I want you guys to do well, and I am rooting for you. And on my watch, You guys are growing global. Peace.